the Thomas series' most popular scheming character ever, Diesel. He may cause a bit of trouble, but like every anti-villain character, he indeed has heart. He's just misunderstood. He was basically Gabby before she was even conceited. Well, in the CGI series at least. I've been waiting to cover Diesel for ages now. In fact, since the Lucky Tugs video on this guy. Because boy do I have a lot to say about him. And like Oliver and Toad before him, he's also coming back in the upcoming 2026 series. So what better time to cover him in the lead up to the series until now. So let's not waste any more time and cover the anti-villain himself. Buckle up guys, as this is gonna be an interesting video. Diesel made his grand debut in Season 2's Puff Goes the Diesel, where he made a fool out of himself by derailing one of the trucks, which caused the trucks to... well...
Trucks are waiting in the yard, packing them with diesel. Show the world what I can do, gaily boasts the Diesel. In and out he creeps about, like a big black weasel. When he pulls the wrong trucks out, pop goes the Diesel.
I love Season 2, and what a way to introduce Diesel. Diesel is, in essence, the average pantomime villain. He's oily, malicious, devious, scheming, and full of ideas to get revenge. He views himself and any other Diesel as highly above the steam engines and believes that all Diesels are revolutionary. That's my Ringo Starr voice for you. He has also claimed Diesel should be rough and tough, as an excuse for bullying the other engines. His antics give Diesels on Sodor a bad reputation, which causes most steam engines, particularly Duck and Thomas, to distrust him. His rough demeanor also affects his fellow Diesels, who are often victims of his trucks alongside steam engines. Mainly Diesels who are friendlier to steam engines and are just nice in general, with Paxton and Sydney being prime examples. Wait, what the hell? Why didn't they include Norman? As such, Diesel has very few friends, mostly associating with Diesels whose personalities align with his, such as Diesel 10 or Arian Burt. He also enjoys using gullible engines, such as Paxton and Rebecca, as pawns in his plans. Because of his rude, mean-spirited, and unpleasant behaviour, working with Diesel is a prospect near universally loathed by other engines, a fact that the Fat Controller is occasionally used as a punishment. However, despite his antics, Diesel still wants to prove himself to be a really useful engine. He is also very proud to be the first Diesel on Sodor, and seems to have a soft spot for cute ducklings, which he is embarrassed by because he believes it ruins his tough exterior. Diesel will also more often than not focus more on his own work than help anyone else, but he will help any engines, steam or diesel, when it comes down to it. Due to the amount of chaos his web of lies and schemes set off on his first day on Sodor, Diesel has often been seen as a liar by the other engines, leaving them to blow off his news as bluffs until absolutely proven. This is not helped by the fact that he lies whenever he gets the chance, further reinforcing their beliefs. Despite the few moments of good Diesel has throughout the series, he will revert back to his original personality either near the end of the episode or the following to show that he is still the same person. Or engine, I guess. Despite his devious and malicious nature, Diesel is shown to be nice and caring towards children, even feeling guilty about abandoning his job of delivering the school's roofing slates before the rain fell. This incident also shows that Diesel is fully willing to make amends upon recognizing his mistakes have serious consequences. Though, curiously, he rarely shows this side to other engines. Now, unlike the last two videos, I actually have quite a bit to say in terms of Diesel's voice actors, as he's had quite a few. The first is Kerry Shale, who is easily the most iconic and definitive Diesel voice. His voice is just so perfect. Like, listen to a few examples of the series to see what I mean.
What are you doing, James? You're a big pig steamy! Oh me! Oh my! Oh help! Ah! No! I don't want to go!
Like, that is absolutely fantastic voice acting right there. But the same cannot be said, somewhat, about the next few voice actors. As next up is Michael Brandon. I genuinely don't know what the thought process with his Diesel voice was, particularly in the CGI series. It worked well in the US dub of the model series, as the narrator voices everyone. But here, I don't know, man. But at the very least, it ain't the worst voice I've ever seen for a character, especially when it comes to Brandon. But I can see why Hit went with Brandon voicing him, as he has stated that Diesel is his favourite character. So I'll admit that I can kinda see why they went with him. Next is Martin Sherman. Dang, I haven't heard this guy's name in quite some time. I'll admit, his voice is actually pretty decent. Not the best or anything, but still alright. I can kinda tell he's trying to replicate Brandon's voice for him, like how John Hassler tried to replicate Ben Small's voice for Thomas. And lastly is Rob Rackstraw. Yes, I know this isn't an official canon VA, but those bullshit YouTube shorts do feature the CGI series voices, so guess we're gonna count this. But, oof, this voice is not good at all. It just sounds too generic. Honestly, I would have much rather had Rob voice Diesel in his Spud voice. Seriously, that would have been perfect. But as it is, he's definitely my least favourite of the Diesel voices. Good thing he's stuck voicing him in those Learning with Thomas Bullcraft shorts, and not a voice in the canon series. Because as Duke would put it, that would never suit his grace. By the way, bit of a random side note about narrator voices, but as much as I still despise Season 12 with a burning passion, I honestly am very curious as to what Pierce Brosnan's voice for Diesel would have been like. Like, given that Diesel only appeared in 2 episodes in that season, those being Billboard and Don't Go Back, it'd be interesting to hear how he approached the character's voice. Would he have gone with the same approach Brandon did? Would he have sounded like what Kerry Shale would have done for him? Or would he have done his own unique voice for the character? I guess we'll never know until every single original dub of Season 12 is dug up in possibly Mattel's archives. Diesel's best role in the entire series is surprisingly not from Season 3. It is actually, and get ready for this one, Season 6's The World's Strongest Engine. I know, crazy, right? This may be a little bit of a hot take, but I actually think Season 6 handled the foolish and kind of generic bully self of Diesel very well here. And I'd say it's on par with how he was treated back in the earlier seasons. But I think the humour carries this one by a long shot. And Angela's phenomenal Season 6 narration helps with that.
Heave ho, you can pull but we won't go, sang the trucks.
And the fact that Diesel had the balls to try and pull 20 trucks is absurd. But that's what makes this episode so fun to me. You can clearly tell that Diesel's trying to get his own back with the trucks in this one. Which, fair enough, given how they treated him back in Season 2. Now, Diesel's worst role in the series isn't really his own fault that it's like this. It's just that the writing of this handled him in the most abysmal way possible. Yep, you probably know what I'm about to talk about here. Diesel's worst role in the entire series is All Legends Go, because they made him Thomas's friend. I rest my case. No, but seriously, the actual dishonor for being Diesel's worst role in the series is Misty Island Rescue. Yes, I bet you all saw this coming. Now, Diesel is handled fine in this. I do get what they were trying to do with him, tapping into the misunderstood side of the character. But it's just that, one, Thomas is a complete asshole to Diesel here, and two, they completely forget about him for the rest of the movie. So what was the fucking point of this whole stuff for us to fill the runtime? Like, if they approached this better, do what Tug did and remove Whiff entirely from the movie, and have Diesel be the one to rescue Thomas in the tunnel and assist Percy. And Thomas would have been like, Diesel, you came to save me? And Diesel would have been like, you saved me, I saved you, now we're even. You know, an actual completion of an arc set up earlier? But nope, this movie didn't even give a shit on what it wanted to do. And the fact that I have to rewatch this movie again with my bestie Megan to introduce her to Thomas is something that I wouldn't even have thought of doing. Like, no one would have the audacity to bear this abomination with someone you haven't seen for, like, a couple of years. But that's a story for another day. Like many other characters, Diesel has been on quite the character journey, starting out as being the first Diesel engine introduced in the series, to being a generic bully in most of the hit era, to being a misunderstood character, to having a freaking musical number in the Great Race of all movies in his own little subplot. Like, that's quite the journey Diesel has had. And it's no wonder why he became a fan favorite. There's a lot to like about this guy, even if he is the baddie most of the time. But hey, that's why he's one of the greats, without a doubt. And that marks the end of another Character Highlight Reel Part 3 episode. Honestly, out of the 5 characters we've covered across the 3 episodes so far, Diesel is probably the one I've had a lot of fun discussing. And I didn't think I'd be talking about Misty Island Rescue in a Character Highlight Reel episode. But that's just the fun of it all, you know? You never know what these surprises these characters have in store. As for tomorrow's installment, we will be taking a deep dive into Cranky, the first official non-Audrey character introduced in the series. And boy, is he going to be interesting to cover or what. But if you guys want to stay tuned for that, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to stay up to date and to not miss out on the newest content. Until next time, bye guys.
He's full of surprises, just like he'll always be. He brings some razzle-dazzle to the rattle. He's full of surprises, as you can plainly see. He's trusting his surprises to prevail. He hopes his time being surprising doesn't fail. They used to call him Devious, because he had a bit of previous. But please, you must believe us, he's not that bad.
Well, maybe just a tad.